We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me. Take me back, all the way back to them days. Running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me. Take me back, all the way back to them days. Running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
What it is? Not
so
anonymous.
The three of us are going to run down to a couple of the stores down south and see if we can find some 17 to 20 gallon plastic storage containers that are all the same. Over the last 20 years, we've collected a hodgepodge of different storage containers. So we're going to try and do this right. And we're going to try and get rid of anything and everything that we don't need.
And I can label them for you.
And when I say we, I mean you.
Hey, this is a mutual partnership.
I have to get rid of stuff too.
Yes.
Okay, we're
Just not
taking little Ruby with us. She only woke me up at 2:30 this morning, so
it's like having a newborn again.
it really is. Except for our newborn babies didn't poop on the ground that I can remember anyway.
Or pee,
Maybe
or
Rhett,
eat
maybe Rhett
shoes.
did actually.
No, I didn't. But well, because.
Well, it's officially winter, and it seems to be starting a little bit early this year. As much as I'm looking forward to working in the shop in the warm, out of the snow, we've got to get this mess cleaned up that we've accumulated over the last 20 plus years. I finally picked up a toolbox that I'm really excited to have. It's a 56-inch toolbox that I got from Harbor Freight, and I most certainly would love to have an American-made version of that toolbox, but that would cost more than the truck I drive around on a daily basis. So I'll have to make this toolbox work. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna work on all the tools, try to get everything in here. And if you just, where you need me to jump in, I'll jump in.
Okay, so where do you want the ones that full?
If you want to set them aside, we can start. It's gonna be way easy to move the new ones around once they're all organized. And we got to go through all this. As I'm going through my tools, trying to separate and organize, and more or less take an inventory of what I have, Cedar is doing the same thing with boxes that we had in storage. Some of them are her decorations, but a lot of them are keepsakes. Oh my goodness. For real? Which kids are that?
I don't even know. They're all positive.
So you don't know.
I don't even know
What's the
which
point of
kid.
keeping them then?
Because I could play an April Fool's joke on you.
Burn them. Give them to me now. They're going in the burn. No, actually, you can never play that joke again, actually. If you didn't catch what she just said, those were the 3 pregnancy tests from our 3 older kids. Cedar has a tendency to hang on to just about anything as it relates to our kids. Moments before she showed me that, she showed me her braces that she had from when she was a kid. She saved those as well. I give her a hard time about the things that she has saved over the years. And I act like I'm somehow better than her, but the truth is, I've got my own issues with hanging on to things that I probably should have gotten rid of years ago. I suppose hanging on to things that I think I'm going to use someday but probably never will stems from being self-employed. It probably comes from struggling a little bit back when we had our plumbing company. I'll come do it. But right now, as I'm going through my tools, I just realized what I had in my hands. I was going through tools that belonged to my father. After he passed away, they were given to me, and these are tools that have been in this bucket since he died. The last person to use these tools was him. Last month we had the 7-year anniversary of his passing, and not a day goes by that I don't think about him. having his tools here with me has a very special feeling about it.
I'm hot. Ready? Yeah. Go! My turn. Okay. You're not going that fast.
Someone sent me a message on, I think it was Facebook, like 2 years ago, and pointed out that I may have covered up an outlet right here. I insisted that I hadn't. But the irony is I have an outlet where Cedar would normally charge her cell phone right next to her bed that has never worked. Matter of fact, I think the one on the closet wall doesn't work either. I've looked at this a half dozen times, and I think there's an outlet right here. I really do. There we go. It may be live too. There may be. I really don't want to touch that wire in there if it is. Look at that. Look at that. So it is hot. Boy, I couldn't have gotten any closer to that if I tried. It doesn't take but an inch or two of snow for Callie and Reed to find their snow clothes and proceed to carve out their favorite spots in the yard for sledding. When it goes green, yell at me. I'm going to flip breaker so it goes green. A few days ago, we got our first little bit of snow for the year, and I bet Callie and Reed played outside for at least half the day.
It's on. Dad?
Okay, thank you. The cold and the snow can be challenging, but it sure makes me happy that our kids are learning to live with it. At some point in the not-too-distant future, I hope to have resolved anything left like this hidden outlet within the house. There's really only a couple other things that I need to figure out. In Callie's bedroom, the can lights do not work. I put a beautiful antique light in their room where the ceiling fan would have gone, but really the only reason I did this is because the can lights would pop the breaker every time I would turn them on. I got this outlet fixed, but it did not fix the other outlet. I think there may be a light switch in the attic that I never wired up. That's the only other thing that I can think of. So I'm trying to decide if I want to crawl up through the attic access and get up there and fix that. But the good news is this one works. Either I wired the cans wrong, or I may have driven a nail into the wiring. The problem now is getting up into the attic to figure this out is going to be a bit of a challenge. For that reason, I haven't been in a hurry to do it, and she has that beautiful light in her room that belongs to my grandmother, but at some point I need to get that figured out.
Come on, Bubba. Come on. Come on. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Hi, ladies. Are you gonna mix that in with the other stuff? Here, want some maple?
Did you just dig enough flake?
Yeah.
That's it for today.
We got 4 eggs.
That's fine. Keep whatever.
Inside.
The saying, make hay when the sun shines, has never been more true than living where we live now. You work outside when the weather's nice. You save the things for the inside for when the weather's bad. As we're getting into winter and the weather's changing, and I'm losing interest in doing things outside, we're starting to make a list of the last few things that need to be finished on the house. Cedar wants the house finished, and she deserves to have the last few things buttoned up. We have some trim work to do upstairs around the doors and the baseboard, a little bit of painting, and then most of the work that's left is downstairs. Again, some trim work, some painting, and then the flooring that we've decided to do in the entire downstairs. I still need to build the stair rail for the stairs, and that's something that I can do in the shop once I'm able to get the shop warm and I can weld. But over the winter, both Cedar and I are looking forward to finishing up the house.
So instead of what, 18 Christmas boxes, I only have 8.
That's a whole nother conversation. All right, we are done for the evening as far as cleaning the shop up. I personally didn't do a whole lot other than just move my stuff out of the utility room over there. But Cedar put a dent in going through all of the stuff that she wanted to go through.
Just a dent.
We have a couple more days of snow, and there's enough snow on the road right now. I really should plow, but the plow truck needs a little bit of work. The 2 front cylinders are leaking on that plow truck. I used to have to fill it up about every 3 or 4 days when I would use it. So now we've cleared out enough room for me to get the plow truck down here and make sure everything's good to go with the plow truck. So
is it going to leak?
probably that's what my trucks do.
What do you want to put underneath it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's a shop. No, I don't know if it has. I don't think the plow truck has any leaks, other than an exhaust leak. So I need to get it off the hill. There's a good 4 to maybe even 5 inches of snow, fresh snow. I need to get it off the hill and down here, so in the morning I can get the problems fixed with the plow truck. So the next video, this coming Sunday's video, should be the plow truck back on the road, exhaust leak fixed, get all the problems fixed with just kind of going through it, getting it ready to plow snow. And then if all goes well, I'm going to start on the wiring, getting the wiring going.
Finished the insulation.
For the insulation's done on the walls. I got a text message from the garage door guy, and he says I'm at least 3 weeks out still.
December 1st.
December 1st is what he's thinking. So I think I'm going to cover the front of the opening so I can put the wood stove to work, get a wood stove going, and try and retain a little bit of heat.
You can tell the huge difference with this insulation, though.
Yeah, but it's still cold. It's got to be in the 20s right now, and really the couple of projects I'd love to get out of the way before Christmas. I would. Rhett doesn't know this, but I would love to take his 2 trucks and make 1 truck out of them, because I know what I'm in for. But he gets his driver's license officially. He can officially drive. January 1st?
No, 24th or something like that.
So it'd be cool to have that truck, and plus I hate him sitting there taking up space. So it would be cool to.
Yard art? You don't like it?
And then I really want to get on that dually, start doing something with that dually, but